Welcome back to Red Hood and the Outlaws, right here at Comicstorian, where we take some of your favorite comic book storylines, break them down into digestible bites, and then I give you a drama reading of them. I pretend I know how to do voice acting, we pretend we know how to make it dramatic, you guys seem to enjoy it, it's all good. Today we're going to be covering the first part of Red Hood Volume 5, and to get you caught up as to what's going on, long story short, Jason tapped into the power of the Allcast to fight against Ra's al Ghul, who has the power of the Untitled, and he recently got his memories back, and we were told that that is a bad thing. This episode's going to open up explaining that situation a little bit better, and it's going to bring the battle of Ra's al Ghul versus Jason Todd to a close. And then we're going to do a little bit of a closure situation with Isabel, that one girl he dated a few episodes ago. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let's get into it. Months ago, at the Acres of All, Seru welcomes Jason in his sarcastic fashion, stating, "Look, the prodigal son has returned." Jason asks, where is she? He knows that Dukra is the one who summoned him here, and he is really not in the mood to be messed with after these past few weeks. At that moment, Dukra's spirit appears, stating that they are the keepers of the light. They are the Allcast, and their destiny has ever been to fight the war against the one true darkness, the war against the Untitled. He is all that remains, and there is a great darkness blooming. Ra's al Ghul has taken command of the Untitled. He seeks to take their power for himself. He seeks to become a god. Jason asks how they stop Ra's al Ghul, and Dukra tells him that the power to stop Ra's rests in him. He's done it before as a young man in Gotham City. The final battle will take place in the Well of Sins. With all of the doubt and fear clouding his mind, it will eat him whole. Jason says, okay, well, I'm not hearing any solutions. And Dukra asks, how much will you sacrifice to save the world? And Jason stops her. Everything. She tells him good, because that's precisely what she needs from him. They must strip him of his memories. He must enter the scenario as his purest, truest self. He can allow his memories to come back, but if he does it too soon, he may not survive. Now, we go to the final battle at the sacred city of the League of Assassins, with Ra's al Ghul asking if he thought that coming to the Well of Sins would grant him power. You're showing none of the cunning of your mentor. The power seeks a master worthy of it, a master that can withstand what it has to offer. Now feel it, Jason. Feel the weight of the sins of this world. Apparitions begin to appear around Jason, all taking the forms of the Joker, and they all begin to laugh at him. Jason starts to look around, stating that these can't be real. These can't be real! He falls to his knees as Ra's goes on telling him, I know not why my daughter took special interest in you, but all I see is failure. Do you wish it all to end? Just say the word. The demon's head can be very merciful. Jason quietly tells himself, accept the darkness, embrace the light. Accept the darkness, embrace the light. And Ra's asks, what are you muttering? Jason forms the All Blades and he cuts through the Jokers, with Ra's asking, how are you doing this? Jason tells him, I'm just a little bit stronger than people give me credit for. More than I can say about you. You got your own demons, isn't that right, Ra's? Why don't you look them in the face? An apparition appears behind Ra's, taking the form of Talia, his daughter. He begins to shout, asking, how dare you use the power of the well against me? Do you think you can get under my skin so easily? The two clash swords as Jason tells Ra's, you've never felt any remorse for the evils that you've committed. There isn't enough human left in you to fight and control the powers of the Untitled. You're weaker now than I've ever seen you before. Jason then smacks the sword out of his hands. The old Raza would never have allowed that to happen, not in 100 years. It's tearing you apart from the inside out. But me? I'm that strong. I can control it. And you know what makes me strong? It's not because of Batman. It's because of Starfire and Roy. Jason pulls his arms back along with the shadows of his friends, stating, there's a move that I learned from Talia many years ago. Something arcane and powerful that only a force of true good is capable of delivering. Jason then shadow punches into Raz's chest, expelling the Untitled's power as Raz is screaming, no! And outside the city, Dukra says that it's happening. Prepare yourself, daughter. Essence asks for what, and suddenly she feels power surging through her. She falls over, stating, this is too much. I can't fight it all. Dukra tells her that she is her daughter. She holds the essence of all of her teachings inside of her. Remember them. You must master the darkness. Fight through the pain. Reshape all that blackness, all that evil into light. Back inside, Roz grabs Jason, asking him, "How dare you strip me of that power? Kill them all, rip them apart." But as Roz gives the order, a beam of light hits him and Essence says, "I think not." Roz asks, who does she think she is to tell him what to do with his army? And Essence tells him that she knows the location of every Lazarus pit in the world. She is the one who has the power to hunt them down and destroy them all. He will back down. He will allow the three of them to leave this place, or he will be forced to die a pathetic mortal death, just as he has always feared. The All Cast will make sure of it. Roz gets back up yelling, but Bronze Tiger stops him, stating that they do not need their power to achieve the utopia that they've dreamed of. Roz snarls, yelling for them to get out of his sight. "If I ever see you again, Jason, there will be stories of your agony for centuries." Essence begins to create a passage for everyone, and Jason laughs, stating that he's looking forward to it. Seconds later, at the Acres of All, Jason tells Essence that he appreciates the help. Where's Dukra anyway? He'd like to, but Essence tells him that she's gone now. And who knows for good or not, but her power lives again. Jason asks what will she do with the All-Cast's power, and Essence says that she will rebuild the All-Cast. They will rise again and they will tip the balance of the world back towards good. Will you join me, Jason Todd? Jason folds his arms, stating that if she knows him, she already knows the answer. He's had enough magic for a long time. It's about time to go back out to punching regular baddies without having to worry about immortals or mind wipes. Roy asks, what does that mean? What's next? And Jason tells him, it's about time. Time for us to do something good for once. The next night in Gotham City, a man asks if she wants him to come inside, and Isabel says that she's sorry, but not tonight, Jonathan. Jonathan laughs, telling her that it's okay. There are other nights. But can he just say one thing? He really likes her. He liked her since they met at the hospital. And there's something about her that says that she's not all in, that she's waiting for someone, and she has been for the past few months. He's waiting too, and he's happy to wait. But she needs to ask herself, what does she really want out of life? The fantasy or the reality? What's standing right in front of her? Isabel goes inside, closing the door, letting out a loud sigh. She sits down asking what is she doing, but at that moment, dozens of small robots appear, and they start yelling, The Isabel has returned! We bring a message! Broadcasting live! Suddenly, a hologram of Jason Todd appears, and he asks, how's it going? Long time no see. Look, there is a private jet at Kane County Airfield. It's waiting for you to take you to a private resort island in the Mediterranean called the Elysium. Isabel yells that he left her to die after the Joker overdosed her. And Jason tells her, look, I want to explain everything that happened, but more importantly, I want to see you. Please, I promise nothing crazy this time. So 12 hours later, as Jason, Roy, Starfire, and Isabel all stand with their backs together, surrounded by dozens of cyborgs, Isabel says that if these things don't kill Jason, she will. And Jason tells her, yeah, that's totally fair. But earlier that day, Isabel looks out onto the balcony, stating that it's beautiful. And Jason tells her that he wanted to pick a place that reminded him of her. This almost does the job. As Jason leans in for a kiss, Isabel turns away, stating that they shouldn't get ahead of themselves. But it'll be nice to spend some time together, just the two of them. And Jason says, right, about all of that? A few moments later, out in the lobby, Roy and Starfire walk through, with Starfire stating that the stupid machine is broken. Roy tells her no, the holographic generator is not broken, she just keeps fiddling with it. Starfire shouts, asking why should she hide the way she looks? And Roy says because they want to walk around like normal people, so that others don't try to show up and kill them. She begins to change her hair to black, and Jason calls out, stating that their guest has arrived. Starfire runs over, hugging Isabel, stating that it's so good to see her again. It's beautiful here, isn't it? And Isabel says that she's never heard of this place. Roy says that it's Elysium. You can only get here by private charter, and only if you prove that you're worth at least a few $100 million. This is where the trust fund babies and celebrities go to bump uglies, and the best dance clubs and casinos in the Mediterranean. Now, how about we all have a nice night and dance? Later that night, out on the dance floor, Jason says, admit it, you missed this. And Isabel tells him that this was never the problem. The problem was having a target painted on her head before she even knew who he was. The problem was that she was transported into the midst of an intergalactic war. The problem was making her a target for a serial killer clown. She's gonna get a drink. Across the floor, Roy and Starfire are dancing, and as Roy leans in, a large man pulls Roy off, asking Starfire why she's messing with this bozo. How about she comes to his yacht with him? And there's a staff of 100 people there for him. So why don't they go? Starfire's eyes begin to glow as she grabs the man by the arm and breaks his elbow. Isabel runs over asking what the hell is going on here, and Starfire tells her nothing. These men are beneath our consideration. As the two girls go back to dancing, Jason says that she seems so far away. He thought bringing her here might make it all come back, but her mind is somewhere else entirely. He's not sure that this was a good idea. And then he sees her dancing out there, and it's like Isabel's the only person in the room. Roy leans in and says that he hates to break it to him, but he isn't being poetic. You're actually being literal. Jason looks around the empty room, grabbing Isabel, stating that they need to get out of here. At that moment, a voice then asks, "Where are you going? This place used to be a barren rock before I came and transformed it into what you see here." Jason turns back to see a man in gold, and he says, "Midas." And Midas asks, "Oh, you've heard of me." Jason says that he knows of him. Susie Sue was trying to court his criminal empire for years, but she never found his core base of operations. He also knows how many people were killed to get the empire off the ground, even children. Is that what this place is? Some kind of death trap? Midas tells him, "Oh, no. That would be too obvious. I used all the money to build this place, and then I used the money from here to build an army." Jason asks, "What army?" And suddenly a dozen cyborgs surround the group, with Midas telling him, "Meet the army of the Golden Hand." Roy whispers, "Next time, let me talk to the supervillain." As Jason takes out the All Blades, Roy runs over to the coat checker, stating that he needs to get his bag. Here's the ticket. The clerk asks what is he, but before he could finish, Roy punches him in the face. One of the cyborgs grabs a hold of Isabel, stating that they thought this alien would be the toughest to take down, and Starfire shoots through the air, blasting the cyborg, stating, "You are gravely mistaken on all counts." Isabel tries to dodge the gunfire, stating, "Oh God, oh God, oh God," before running into two more cyborgs. Jason then cuts through the two of them and asks, "Are you okay?" And Isabel tells him, "No, definitely a no." Roy calls out to catch before throwing Isabel a blaster, telling her, "You know how to use this, right?" She turns, shooting one of the cyborgs, stating, "Yeah, point and click." While the fighting is going on, Midas heads outside, boarding a helicopter, telling his men to send word that Island 7 has fallen. Let them return to the Golden Hand. And a short while later, as the heroes stand atop of a mound of destroyed cyborgs, Roy asks how much does everyone want to bet that Midas left the island. Jason tells Starfire to scour the grounds, and they need to make sure that there aren't any more cyborgs out there ready to ruin their night. Midas is going to fall, and they're going to make it happen. Isabel tosses the blaster to the ground, though, telling him, "Rah, rah, rah, Team Red Hood to the rescue." Jason reaches out, telling her, "Look, once we're done here, we can sit and talk this through. We can make this work, Isabel." But she tells him no, they can't. She can't. She's been living in this fantasy world for too long. She finally knows what she's been waiting for, and she's been waiting to give herself permission to have a normal life. She cares about him, but this is beyond her. It's fun and exciting and dangerous, but it's not anything she ever wanted for herself, and it's not anything she would have ever chosen. It's all extraordinary. It's their job to keep fighting against the monsters like that man. And if the fight ever ends, and we're not going to pretend that that's anytime soon, you know where to find me, Jason. But for now, this is goodbye. And with a final kiss, Isabel walks away. And there you have it, the conclusion to the Ra's al Ghul arc, the magical stuff that was going on with the Allcast, and a way to bring back and kind of end the whole situation with Isabel. If you don't know what that was, it was quite a few episodes ago at this point, but Isabel joined up because she met Jason and they were on a date, and then she went to space with them, and they had a whole bunch of stuff going on right up until they met the Joker. So all of this is a way to bring an ending to the Ra's al Ghul plot and the Isabel stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Next Sunday will be another episode of the Red Hood. They're going to be going into space again, I believe, from what I've read ahead. I don't know when this all happens, out of order or in order. Either way, don't forget to give this video a like. Follow us on Facebook at our eligible monster. You can click that down below. And I'll see you guys next time right here at the Comicstorian channel.